Hi, this is Terry. Welcome back to my channel. I thought this week I'd give Finn a break from talking about my sex life and my relationship with my husband Zeke and talk about what's going on in my professional life. As I hinted in some of my weekly in-flight newsletters and maybe even on this channel, I can't remember, I have the opportunity to take over as CEO for a startup, and we are in the final negotiations, final detail type things, and it feels really, really good, and I'm really excited. But what's really exciting is that unlike in my consulting work, which I can get really wrapped up in, and it can become like a total shit show, an emotional roller coaster of sorts, I've been able to, with doing the work as an incoming CEO, because I've been working with the founder since the middle of June on this, so this has been a long time incoming for a couple of months. It has felt really good. As I've talked to my executive coach about, I feel like I'm riding in the center. So, you know, if there's a wave, I'm just riding right down the center of it. There's a lot to do. There's so much I don't know. But I feel not only am I partnering with an amazing human being, I adore him. We are so aligned on values. It's taking into account so much of my professional experience as well as some of my personal interests that a better opportunity is probably not going to come forth, and it just feels really good and really solid. At the same time, there's a lot of really, really new stuff. I've been on the investor side of some startups, but I've not been on the founder side raising money. I have been on the implementation side, the client side of implementing software. I've not been on the building of software or deploying of software on the vendor side. But I know how I want that to look because of my experience from being on the other side. Same thing with the investing and the raising money. As an investor, I know what I want, and so I know how I want to position it from the founder side when we go out to raise a big chunk of money in 2022. The other thing is, because I have seen so many, especially women, in the ecosystem running their companies and experiencing what they've experienced, because of my 6+ years of experience in investing in startups, supporting a bunch of these women, seeing their journeys, I want to do things very differently, and I refuse to play the game that I think a lot of investors want women founders to play. This really is going to be a go big or go home. It is not going to be a bootstrapping, piecemeal kind of thing. It's going to be a big ass strategy with big hairy ass audacious goals, or whatever that term is. I wrote for my weekly in-flight a couple weeks ago, I wrote about how unknowingly I have learned so much from so many of the women and the men in my circle of founders, whether they're in my portfolio. So whether it's the CEO founder of Zoom, ZUM, on-demand and scheduled rides for kids over the age of 5, which they have pivoted into becoming a full-on transportation company, or Laura Fleet from SendaRide, seeing what she's done and having to be incredibly creative and resilient, especially during COVID. My friend Candice, who has evolved into just the most beautiful and amazing CEO, co-founder of her company Caregiven, just seeing how intentional she operates as a CEO, Laura with her big goals and her creativity and resilience, and Ritu with SendaRide, pivoting into something just huge and big that none of us would have expected, to seeing what Erin Carpenter, I'm looking at my post to make sure I don't forget, Erin Carpenter with Nude, watching her expand her vision and trying to serve an unmet need, an underserved market, and just being so creative about it. And then you have Fran, Dunway, and Naomi, Gonzalez with TomboyX, another company in my portfolio, who wanted to redefine the definition of beauty through an underwear brand, and has just watching what they've gone through and trying to raise money and go after the market, and evolve into a CEO. It actually evolved the company to the point where they've just kind of shifted themselves out of roles because they've created such a huge opportunity and some other people are coming in. But learning from Fran's experience in becoming a CEO. And I just love that I have all of these amazing women who have taught me so much over the last 6 years, and who I'm really hoping to tap into as I take on the mantle of being a CEO for a startup, and really going after something big. I don't feel the imposter syndrome that I would expect. I mean, there are a lot of things just like, oh, I just didn't even know that. At the same time, there's some, if I don't know something, I know that I have the resources to tap into. I know I can reach out to people that I've been cultivating relationships with over the last 6 years or the last 20 years. Man, I even reached out to my dad to ask him a question, and he gave me a little bit of tax advice. So thanks, Dad, if you're watching this. So I am absolutely so much looking forward to this opportunity. I'm not scared. I'm up for the challenge. What's harder is being willing to let go of my consulting stuff so that I can focus on it. Because there's the big question is like, well, what if it doesn't work? I see it as binary. It's either going to work or it's not. And then what do I do? And what I have decided is that, well, if it doesn't work, I'll figure it out then. Because at that point, I'll know even more. And, who knows what other opportunities are out there. But I see this as a 3 to 5 year adventure or experience. So we'll see where it goes. So anyway, hopefully in the next 2 weeks, we'll be able to announce it and I'll be able to talk in more specifics about what we're up to. And to my future partner in crime, I just want to say thanks for the opportunity. You know who you are. Hopefully you're watching. And with that, Finn, anything more? Mm-mm. With that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all of the support and encouragement that you all have provided me, and I know that you will continue to provide me as I go down this brand new, amazing opportunity path. Just thank you. And with that, take some risks. I'm taking a big one. Let go of perfection, and above all else, have some fun.